An old image of how Pokemon seemingly copied Dragon Quest is online and it's recirculating because of the Palworld controversy. And if you look, there are some pretty big similarities. I mean, Caterpie and the two bats are pretty similar. I mean, Pinsir is questionable, Gyarados is very questionable, but things like Ghastly and Coughing are pretty damn similar, guys. I mean, this is almost the exact same instance, except like Pokemon monsters look similar to ours. It's like, well, what did you do to Dragon Quest? And I'm not saying that Pokemon did anything wrong either. I mean, like, they took the monsters and they did something better than Dragon Quest could have ever done with them. And just looking at, like, Coughing and Ghastly, it's very obvious that, like, there was no, like, adjacent creativity there. It was like, okay, we're going to take some of your stuff and we're going to make it our own. Boom, there it is, commercialism. They win, you lose. It is what it is. So this leaves us all wondering if Pokemon can actually sue. What will they do? How will they take action? How will they respond to the existence of Palworld right now? Their response is going to actually be pretty imperative to like the tone of the future of Pokemon. You see, Pokemon is going to be one of those games that's always going to live forever, and Palworld has a really good chance at being a good game for a few years, maybe even 5 at best, but it will never touch the franchise of Pokemon because of all of the lore and because of all of the nostalgia and history that people have built with Pokemon. Like, if you want to believe this or not, you have a relationship with Pokemon. You do. If you're a fan, you have a relationship with Pokemon. If Pokemon does sue, they're probably going to sue more or less likely because they have flagship looking Pokemon like Eevee and Raichu, which is an evolution of Pikachu, which is the face of the company. And in this game, there is mortality of these monsters, where the mortality of these monsters isn't really spoken about in Pokemon. The Pokemon developers decided not to go with like killing Pokemon or even showing the idea that they die to not look like Eevee. And they could probably say it like defiles the name of Pokemon because, you know, you can kill an Eevee in this game and it looks bad for Pokemon because it looks a lot like Eevee. I can just see that coming right away. I'm calling it right now. If Pokemon does sue, that's probably what they're going to get out of this, or the grounds that they use. And while we're on the subject of the original makings of Pokemon, the original reason why Pokemon chose Nintendo over Sega, which was a huge competitor of Nintendo that seemingly was going to win the race at the time of Pokemon's existence, was because of the trading capabilities and the social aspects of the game. You were able to use a link cable and a trading cable in the early Game Boys, which was a failing console, but this was the reason why the Game Freak company chose Nintendo over any other company. Now that we're rolling back into that, we're seeing that social aspects of the game almost feels as if it was like peeled back, because my Pokemon experiences have pretty much been seldom experiences. Like when I think of playing Pokemon, I think of like being on an airplane with my Switch and like playing a game offline and not existing in like an online world, which is something that's a very desired and hot button topic in the Pokemon community. As we've all gotten older, we all enjoy like RPGs that have like friends lists and RPGs that you can do things with your friends on. Although back in the day their identity and their original makeup of their game was to scratch that itch, it seems as if Nintendo is holding them back from doing that. I think what Pokemon needs to do now is kind of take a look and reassess. They have a new gen console that's coming out sometime late 2024. It's rumored to be the Nintendo Switch 2. That Nintendo Switch 2 is rumored to be at least on par with the Steam Deck. And if it's on par with the Steam Deck, that's actually really good because this game is played on a Steam Deck very well. It shows that the Nintendo Switch 2 might be capable of something to this degree. Even after all that was said, do you think Pokemon should still sue? Do you think that Pokemon has any grounds for suing after seeing that Pokemon has actually taken some assets from other companies themselves and made some pretty obvious changes, but really kept the whole foundation of Pokemon, like Coughing, and even that Shelter looked very similar. Let me know what you guys think inside of the comments. Let me know if you're playing Palworld. Let me know if you guys want to join a Discord server that has a bunch of Palworld folks that maybe want help make a base or, you know, get a community going, because I got that link in the description. I'm really enjoying this game, and I think I'm going to continue to stream it and make content about it until I guess I'm through with this game. I'll keep up with other news of other games that are coming forward, but I do want to focus on this game because it is damn fun. If you haven't tried it, definitely do.